Minecraft has just updated their game. And no guys, it's not that update. Instead, they added even more to the Pale Garden they announced earlier this month. And in a Bedrock Edition preview, you can have access to all of these new additions, like brand new flowers and resin blocks. Okay, and maybe they look like baked beans, but lava's been doing that for over a decade now. The resin can be harvested from the trees found in the Pale Garden, and the new flowers are unique, because during the daytime they're closed and at night they open up. But I think the coolest thing is definitely the resin blocks. These are some photos Mojang posted, even building a fountain out of resin bricks. You can even use resin for orange armor trims. And because of how cool I think resin is, I wanted to see how long it would take me to get resin in a brand new world. So that's what I did. So I named my world and created it. And I started off quite rough. I then chopped down a tree, getting ready for the journey I was going to soon face. And yeah, I did have some more embarrassing parkour moments. But soon I crafted myself a wooden pickaxe. And I set up a temporary camp to cook some food so that I could heal up. And man, I do love the far render distance that Bedrock Edition offers. But I couldn't get distracted and had to murder some sheep. And while swimming, I once again had to murder some sheep. This allowed me to create my first bed, and I could get through the night safely. I then went through a cherry blossom biome, feeling very kawaii, and that's where I spotted the Pale Garden. And then I had to do some more embarrassing traveling, mining and placing dirt blocks. But I did reach the Pale Garden safely. And the first thing I did was turn one of the new flowers into grey dye, and another open one into orange dye. I then set up probably the safest campsite you've ever seen, and mined some of the new wood to prepare for whatever this biome had to offer. And at night, I had to 1v1 a bunch of different mobs. And for some reason, my headphones weren't working properly. So this happened. And these creepers kept exploding. And then I found my first creaking, the key to the resin that I needed. And after following the particles, I found my first piece of resin. And of course, another creeper exploded. But luckily I was fine, and I managed to lure the creaking all the way to the creaking heart, where I could basically abuse him forever, getting infinite amounts of resin. But then of course another creeper exploded, and sadly I could not outmaneuver this skeleton. But I learned from my mistakes, and now with the high ground I could abuse this creaking without consequences, milking this creaking more than Nickelodeon milks SpongeBob. And I carried on doing this until it was daytime, and naturally the creaking then had to master Oogway out of there. But before I continue, only 0.7% of you watching are subscribed, so please do subscribe, as I release new videos every single day, except weekends. In total, I got about a stack and a half of resin, allowing me to craft about 11 resin blocks, or 16 resin bricks if I smelted all of them down. But in the end, this is all that I could craft. But I knew there was a way to do better, so I crafted a bunch of the creaking hearts, trying to summon my own creaking. And after gathering more logs for this amazing project, I was ready. I put down all the creaking hearts in a specific position, but for some reason they were not turning on, and even at nighttime, they did nothing. So naturally, I just had to die a few more times. And it's okay to make mistakes, as long as you learn from them, which I clearly didn't, because I died at least another 5 times. And to be honest, I still don't know how I got stuck in this box with about 10 mobs. But that doesn't matter, because I did learn how to activate the creaking hearts. But obviously a creeper blew up my bed, so I gave up and flew back to the Pale Garden. And it was quite easy to find where I was, because of the amount of creeper explosion holes. And as it turns out, the creaking heart just has to be in the same orientation as the logs. So with my newfound knowledge, I recreated the setup on a super flat world and lured all the creaking towards it, needing to perform some high tier block placements to get inside. And once I couldn't see the creaking anymore, it became really easy to start harvesting their sweet, sweet resin. And no, this is definitely not as efficient as farms people will start creating, but it is a really simple and efficient setup, which I would have been able to complete in around 3 Minecraft days. And here's the results. After a minute of using it, I got a stack and 10 resin clumps. So yes, I do think resin is a great addition to Minecraft, and it is not too complicated to get. All Mojang needs to add now are creeper-proof beds, because clearly I need that. If you enjoyed this video and want more unique takes on the latest internet news, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and check out the video YouTube thinks you'll love next. Thanks for watching.